Hey there, comic book fans. I'm John Anderson. I just watched episode 2 of Legends of Tomorrow, and it was pretty good. Definitely not as good as the first episode, but then again, there were a lot of things I liked and things I didn't like, but I'll get into it. So, as always, keep in mind, I'm going to be going through key plot points from the episode. So, if you haven't seen it yet, here is your spoiler warning. And there it goes. So, the episode opens kind of right after the first episode, where we find out Vandal Savage has this nuclear weapon and he's going to sell it on this black market auction, and the team's obviously going to go and try to track him down. And Rip's like, alright, let's not be too hasty about this, like, let's plan it out. And Snark is just like, no, I got it, like, we're going to figure it out, and totally disregards anything Rip has to say. And I'm like, alright, that's a little odd that nobody wants to listen to the Time Master about how to handle going about getting Vandal Savage. So they all sneak into this auction, and we run into Damien Darhk, surprisingly, wearing a white suit, which was kind of odd because his name's Dark. I figured he'd be wearing dark colors all the time, but it's the 70s, so that was cool. A little cameo, like, hey, I'm in this universe. And I was like, yes, you are, Damien Darhk. You are. Then we're treated to like this great action set piece, very reminiscent of the Battle of New York and the Avengers, and the opening to Avengers Age of Ultron, where each member kind of has their time to shine in this one moving shot, and we see everybody kicking some butt. And who really stood out to me was Adam. We finally see Adam shrink and grow in a battle, because in the past all we've seen him do is fight in his rip-off Iron Man suit. And it's kind of like, dude, you shrank, like, let's use that. He finally uses that in this opening scene. But, of course, things don't go really as planned. Vandal Savage gets away, and they get back to the ship, and Rip's like, the future's destroyed because a piece of the Atom suit fell off, and Vandal Savage finds it, reverse engineers it, and destroys the present day that you know. My first thought was like, oh, then just go back in time and redo that whole battle. Like, just don't do it. But, I don't know, they never really explain why they don't do that. And I guess, you know, paradoxes and, like, meeting themselves, and the world would kind of, like, collapse. So, it kind of makes sense why they don't, but at the same time, I don't know why anybody would bring it up. Like, hey, let's just do it over. But, it's whatever, that's a nitpick there. But so, again, Rip's like, alright, let's not rush into this. And then they're like, no, we're going to do this on our own. And I'm like, why is nobody listening to Rip? And why is he just taking this back seat and letting everybody do whatever they want? I don't know. At first I was like, oh, he's going to show them that, you know, you can't just mess around with time and you can't do whatever you want. You got to listen to me. And at the end of the episode, kind of like restart it. And then episode 3 would be like this episode, but redone. And as the episode shows, that doesn't happen, but I'll go into that more. They split up into like 2 teams. You have Snark, Heatwave, and Ray go and try to find the knife to kill Vandal Savage with, because they didn't have that, and they need that to kill him, which I thought was kind of odd that they didn't get that first. Regardless, they go out to get that, and then Martin Stein, Jefferson, and Sarah go to meet up with the younger Martin Stein because he has the technology to find the Atom suit, which they don't have yet because it's 1975. And that was kind of cool because you see these young, arrogant Marty Stein, as he calls himself, and he's got this nice little flirting interaction with Sarah, and I got a real kick out of that. Like, that was my favorite part of the episode. I was just like, that's cool, that would happen. They kind of track down the piece of the suit and get it back. Then Snark and Ray, they both have kind of different agendas. Like, Ray just wants the knife, but Snark's like, look at all this other stuff that he can steal, because what we learn is it's Vandal Savage's house, so he has all these artifacts throughout time. They get caught by Vandal Savage, and the whole team kind of rushes to save him. Which, at this time, Kendra and Carter are kind of like trying to figure out what's the writing on the knife, because I don't know what that does. At the end, it doesn't matter, but it gives them a reason to like connect to their past, because Kendra at this point doesn't believe that they're like destined to be together, And through these like flashbacks of trying to figure out what the knife said, she understands now how her and Carter like got together in a past life. I was like, oh, that's cool. All right. So the team meets up at Vandal Savage's place, and we see Carter with the knife, and he stabs him. And he's like, whoa, actually, Kendra has to do it. And I was like, whoa, that he stabs Carter. And we're like, whoa, no way do they just kill a main character in the second episode. But my mind automatically went, oh, it's time travel, so they're just going to go back in time and fix this. Because, again, that's my answer to everything at this point. But at the end of the episode, they don't. And even Kendra has a big moment that she, like, realizes, like, damn, like, he's gone, and now I know, like, how I feel about him. And I was like, damn, that's depressing. But I can't help but think that he's just going to come back at some point. But, you know, it'd be really bold if they actually just leave him dead, and then that's it. The episode kind of ends with them going, again, after Vandal Savage, after all of this. And it's kind of like, wow, they didn't go back in time. And I was like, well, why? Why not? So that's my thoughts on episode 2. If you guys like this video, be sure to share and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook at John Ryan Anderson, or on Instagram at GodStageFright. And remember, guys, comics do deserve a second look.